Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you.
Hello guys, my name is Sultan Sahalan. Okay, in this video we are going to talk about phonetic consonant. So are you ready for that? Okay, please enjoy. Consonant is characterized by an articulation with a closure or narrowing of the vocal tract, such that a complete or partial blockage of the flow of air is produced. That is consonant. All consonants may be classified as either voiced or voiceless. So what is voice sound? Voice sound made when the vocal cord vibrates when the sound is produced. So for the voiceless sound is made when there is no vibration of the vocal cords. Okay, for comparison, there is an example. The phoneme spelled p in bed is voiced, and the phoneme spelled p in bed is voiceless. Consonant may also be classified according to the manner of articulation and the place of articulation. Okay, so what is the manner of articulation? The manner of articulation is the configuration and interaction of the articulators, such as tongue, lip, and palate, when making a speech sound. Then there are 6 kinds of manner of articulation. Okay, you can see the picture. First is plosive. Plosive produced by the obstruction of airstream from the lungs, followed by a release of the airstream. Okay, the phonemes are p, p, t, d, k, g. And then second is nasal. Nasal produced by the release of the air through the nasal cavity, such as ung. And then third is fricative, produced by the release of a friction-like noise created by the air stream escaping through a variant of narrow gaps in the mouth, such as v, d, s, z, s, v, h. And then fourth is lateral approximant, produced by the obstruction of the airstream at a point along the center of the oral tract, with incomplete closure between one or both sides of the tongue and the root of the tongue, such as L, lion. And then fifth is approximant, produced by proximity of two articulators without turbulence. For example, w, j. And then the last is affricative, produced by involving more than one of those manners of articulation. Firstly, produce the sound in the alveolar ridge, then followed by or combined with fricative sounds, such as j and j. Then, what is place of articulation? Okay, the place of articulation of a consonant is the point of contact where an obstruction occurs in the vocal tract between an articulatory gesture, an active articulator, and a passive articulator. You can see from the list of the picture. First, there is bilabials. Bilabials, these are sounds formed using both b, upper and lower lips, labia. The initial sounds in the words pat, pat, and mat are all bilabials. They are represented by the symbol p, which is voiceless, and b and which is voiced. Okay, then the next is labiodental. Labiodental are sounds formed with the upper teeth and the lower lip. The initial sounds of the words fat and vet and the final sounds in the words save and save are labiodentals. They are represented by the symbol f, which is voiceless, and v, which is voiced. Next is dental. Dental are formed with the tongue tip behind the upper front teeth. The initial sound of ten and the final sound of pat are both voiceless dentals. Okay, the symbol used for this sound is the. It is the symbol you would use for the first and last sound in the first three teeth. Okay, the voiced dental is represented by the symbol the. This sound is found in the pronunciation of the initial sound of common words like the, there, then, and thus. Okay, and then alveolar. Alveolar is sound that's produced by the tip of the tongue touch or almost touch the alveolar ridge. The initial sounds in top, tip, sit, zoo, and nut are all alveolar. The symbol for these sounds are easy to remember: t, d, s, z, ng. Of these t and s are voiceless, whereas d, z, and n are voiced. Other alveolar are the L sound found at the beginning of words such as lap and lid, and the R sound at the beginning of right and right. Okay, next is palatoalveolar. A palate-alveolar sound is produced by placing the tongue blade close to the hard palate behind the alveolar ridge. The tongue tip may feel as if it is just barely behind the alveolar ridge. Resemble as ch, like pressure, patch is voiceless, and z and j in pleasure, patch is voiced. Next is palatal. Palatal are produced by the front of the tongue, which move up towards the hard palate. In English, the only palatal is j. Voiced palatal approximate as in chew unit. It is also called semi-vowel, a speech sound that is produced like a vowel but functions as a consonant. Okay, next is velar. Velar sounds are made by raising the back of the tongue towards the soft palate, called the velum. Example: k in back is voiceless, and k in back is voiced, and the nasal bang is voiced. W is a velar which is accompanied with lip rounding. Okay, the last is glottal. Glottal are produced when the air passes through the glottis as it is narrowed. The glottis is the space between the vocal cords in the larynx. When the glottis is open, as in the production of other voiceless sounds, and there is no manipulation of the air passing out of the mouth, the sound produced is that represented by h. The sound h, which occur at the beginning of have and house, and for most speakers, as the first sound in the who and whose. This sound is usually described as a voiceless glottal. Okay, and the last for this final mastery, I will give you the table of consonant. Okay, the consonant is placed depend on the manner of articulation and the place of articulation.